my files over him, because everything I get, I keep everything, and I keep it in my safe, as you can see. I keep it with all my information. It goes back to HireRight Solutions and the information that was. This is the information that our employer sees when they run my background check. Now you can pretty much see why a lot of individuals are upset at HireRight for selling information to prospective employers, someone who I haven't even applied for yet. And a lot of information, like I said in a previous video, a lot of employers is not going to take the time to sit down and find out the facts about the case or the information. That you see felon on there, and next thing you know, you're not going to get hired. And this is some other documents got to do with South Carolina. It says South Carolina Department of Motor Vehicles reinstatement requirements. And this is at the time where I lived at, 139 Quinn Road, Clovis, South Carolina. And they said suspension reinstatement fees $100. By the time I finished paying all these reinstatement fees, it was $500. Or I can say it the way they say it. You got to pay us $500. That's the way they pretty much speak. And if you go down to the bottom of the page, it says 12/7/2006. If you notice, a lot of this stuff at the time took place in 2006. Because I moved out of South Carolina. But I got tired of South Carolina. I go backwards thinking people down there. I mean, we're talking about the New South this, the New South this, and no such thing. It's the same thing as always been. Backwards, ignorant, and racist. Now we go to another document. Again, South Carolina Department of Motor Vehicles. Now this is when I already got out of South Carolina, and you see the address, 307 North Morris Street, Gastonia, North Carolina. And it says, dear customer, your driving privileges have been restored. Since you are a resident of another state, because I got that down there, the department is waiving the requirements listed below. If you return to South Carolina and make application for a driver's license, you may be required to comply with the waivers list. You may contact a customer service representative at whatever. And on the website, one thing I noticed when you go to these places, you have a lot of black women in there with little nasty attitudes, and they like to talk down to black men when they come in and try to belittle them. And that's why I had a little falling out with the ones in here in Gastonia. Matter of fact, let me see if I find that document. Here it is. And it reads, North Carolina, DMV, 1471 East Franklin Boulevard, Gastonia, North Carolina. And notice how they get my the name wrote. Dear Mr. Willie Easterj, reference of a situation that went on in our office. We have notified the local police department, and you are no longer able to come into our office. We have enclosed some of the other officers' phone numbers and addresses. If you are to come into our office, we are to contact the police department, and you are going to be arrested for trespassing. And they gave me this list right here. And it looked down and said, thanks, Gaston County Sheriff Department, Gastonia, North Carolina. This is reference to a situation that went on in our office. And you're probably asking, what happened? Well, I went in there to, at this time, matter of fact, when I went in there to get my tag. And I noticed at the time, they had a bad attitude when I got my license reinstated. And anyone know when you go in with those smart aleck black women, attitude problem. They like to try to belittle you or talk down to you, and they hate it when you turn the tables on them. And that's what I done. They started trying to talk down to me, so I started talking down to them. They got real nasty about it too. And I guarantee I can come up with some words that would offend you, that make your hair curl up. So don't think just because you hear me praising God and trying to be a so-called good Christian that you're going to walk over me. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. No, not going to happen. I don't care if you're black, white, male, or female. Not going to happen. I treat you with respect, then you better be intelligent enough to treat me with respect. The minute you cross that line, I don't care if you're police or not. It don't make a difference to me. The one thing I understand, and the one thing I've learned in this world is the wicked flee when no one pursues. So why do you think I'm going to run from a police officer because he's standing there? I'm not going to run. I've got no reason to. It will never happen. I'll be with you face to face. Got no reason to flee. And elude. Arrest. Well, I wanted you to see those documentations and all of what goes on to, especially when you go to court and you get a background record and harassment and the difficulties to try to put you through just to get your license reinstated, just to find a job. This is some of the stuff you have to go through, and you get charged fines, and you get a lot of bias attitudes aimed towards you. Just like that, put your name, or actually doing a search on a sexual registry just to see you my name being listed there. Now, like I said before, you need to understand, solicit means that you was trying to commit a crime. It don't mean the actual crime had been committed. Solicit for crime against nature means that you were looking to solicit, and they had a decoy there. Undercover female police officer. That's the technical term to use. But a lot of people say it's entrapment, because you got this woman out there trying to pretend to be something she's not, to see where you go for it. And when you approach and ask, and the first thing they ask you, well, how much you willing to pay? And you say, well, $20. Okay, drive around the corner and come back. And when you drive around the corner, you get arrested for a woman pretending to be something that she's not. And it goes on your record. And the reason why they can't put it on a sexual register's list, because it's not a sex offense. It's a misdemeanor. Because a crime has not really been committed. But those people who are ignorant don't know that. And let me give you an example of how ignorant some people are. I went and applied for this job, and this white woman in there, and she was looking over my background record, and she said, is crime against nature mean you tried to have relations with an animal? I said, no. Crime against nature mean I was trying to get my dick sucked. I didn't get a job, but I simply just told the truth. And that's another thing. They want to get offended. I mean, they ask you this information. What is that? And you give them the answer. Did he say dick suck? Yep. Or oral sex. Or blowjob. Which one of those terminology you want to use? That's what it is. It's not having sex with an animal. Even though they say crime against nature, it's not against nature. It's sex between a man and a woman when they do it, when they have sex orally. For those who do that and enjoy that, it's not offensive. But for those, and she got totally offended. I didn't get a job. I pretty much knew after she asked the question and I gave her the answer. I pretty much knew I wouldn't get a job. But I got another job later on. But now I notice, like I said before, now that I go out and you got this case about HireRight Solutions selling information and blocking you from getting a job, especially here in Easterj. They get to know your name and your reputation, and they block it, and they try to justify it. And they laugh when they find out that you're not going to get very much money on the lawsuit. And you probably heard it earlier in the video that I done on that case called Ryans versus HireRight Solutions. And depending on which class you're in, if you're in the 1681I class, you probably get more. If you're in the 1681K class, which is the class I'm in, you probably get less. Because at the time, HireRight Solutions were basically just, like I said before, selling information to make a profit. Don't really give a damn. You got a background record? Big deal. Too bad for you. Well, I wanted to show you the information and clear up a couple of things, because we're coming into a new year. And things for me have been pretty good this year. I got a few more books published that's going to be available in 2012. I got one entitled, the book's entitled Patience and Grace. My poem is entitled The Reason I Write. And I just recently got another invitation from Easterj and Wynn Publishing that they're going to do another book entitled The Best Poets of 2011. That's this year. And I've already submitted my poem. It's entitled Keep the Faith, and the book will be available. The book will be available in 2012. So you see, I got 2 books coming out next year. Even like I always say, even though individual trying to put you through a bad season, I use that term, bad season in your life, and the best appropriate poem was Keep the Faith. Keep moving forward. Keep going. And if you notice this year, I put a lot of videos up. And some of the information that I put up was from screenplays and manuscripts and storyboards of movies I wrote and screenplays and books. I mean, and I sort of sit back one day and I said, I wonder, since you go through the season where people are trying to tear you down. Some do it consciously and some do it unconsciously. Meaning some do it on purpose, and some are ignorant to what they're doing. But like the law says, ignorance is no excuse. That's one of the things they tell you when you go to court. Well, I didn't know that, Your Honor. Well, ignorance is no excuse. That's gonna cost you $400. $400. What am I? I laugh at that stuff. It makes me mad when I laugh, but you can't tear me down. And the smile like on my face. There's nothing in the universe you can do to take it away. Not gonna happen. You didn't give it, and you more definitely can't take it away. We got 2012 coming up. It's gonna be a whole new year, and a whole lot of different situations will be coming in. And the one thing I've noticed here in 2011, you're either gonna stand, or you can get knocked down and trample over. I guess that's why I chose the poem for the new book that's gonna be coming out next year, The Best Poets of 2011. I've already been put in the 2010 version, volume 3, page 4. The poem in the 2010 version is I'm Thankful to God. But the new poem for the one that's gonna be published next year, 2012, is Keep the Faith. Again, my name is Willie Easterj Jr., and this is Easterj Dream Films and Books. Have a Merry Christmas, and don't forget the true meaning of it. Have a safe, healthy, and prosperous 2012. Peace.